If you're not part of the Legion yet, now is a good time to subscribe. So, as I said in the last video, the second video is gonna be about gear and class buildups. So without further ado, let's get straight to the point. First I'm gonna start with Assault class, and then in the later videos I'm gonna talk about each class individually. So if you guys didn't know, when you press square on the class, you get the class specification. While playing Assault, you get, okay, that's only for PvE, 50% maximum health, 50 maximum health, and 10 injury resistance. And Assault proficiency, you get 20% accuracy and 20% mobility when using an assault rifle or a shotgun. That's quite useful, so you can focus your weapons on handling and mobility, and you get extra accuracy and mobility, which is quite useful if you ask me. Since they changed back in the days you had 4 bars with Assault, but since they take that 1 bar down, I think they put 5 or 10% damage resistance, but it's not shown here. So, class buildups. I have 3 types which I use. The first one I use more often is focus on stamina and stealth. So I always aim to have at least 20% of stamina, 20% stamina regeneration speed, and as much as stealth as I can get. So for the helmet I have 10% stealth, 10% stamina, vest 10% stamina, 8% drone evasion, because there is not one with 10% stealth on the vest. Gloves, I have the field medic gloves, which give accuracy and handling. I use those when I use explosive expert as a perk. When I don't use explosive expert as a perk, I use the purple gloves, which give you 40% throw range. Pants, I have 10% stamina, 10% stealth, and shoes I have 5% movement speed and 10% stealth. So with this I have 20% stamina and 30% stealth with 8% drone evasion. Stealth is for me one of the most useful in PvP, because you want to avoid marks as much as you can and lose marks as fast as you can. This way you don't have that much problems with drones or enemies keeping you marked all the time. That way when you get marked you just get a small cover for a second and you lose your mark. Usually you get pushed when you're marked, so that's the most effective for me. Guns, I use G2 for AC, the meta of course. I always focus on handling and mobility. Handling give you time to aim and recoil management, and mobility give you speed while aiming down sight. You can go for accuracy range, it's also not a bad option, but I found this most effective for my playstyle. The pistol, 5.7 every day of the week with 30% technique cooldown. When you press square on your weapon and you go to your passive bonus, you see, while in stealth, which means while not marked, you get +2 and +3 movement speed and +5 damage, which is not that important because we don't use pistol that often. But with the +5 movement speed, you're quite good. That way, if you only use +5 movement speed on your shoes, not on the pants, and with a pistol in your hand, you can get +20% movement speed. So you can get that first loot fast. Perks, I use burst fort all the time, movement speed and stamina regeneration speed. I try to play without that perk, but that 50% stamina regeneration speed is really effective. It's what you need most of the time. Revivalist, the second most important perk if you ask me. And Explosive Expert, this type of build. If I change my perks, I usually go for Quick Hands. Quick Hands, sometime Close and Personal, sometime Gunslinger, sometimes Slim Shadows, but most of the time Explosive Expert and Quick Hands. That's the most used perks on my side. The second build on Assault I have is Stamina and Health Regeneration Speed. As always, I try to get 20% Stamina Regeneration Speed and 20% Stamina, or 10% in this case, because I have the Medic Vest with plus 5 damage resistance. These shoes took so much time for me to get them, movement speed and health regeneration speed. In this case I always can maintain my 20% movement speed, and let's change this. And 20% stamina, and I get 40% health regeneration speed. Health regeneration speed is not that used, honestly. I mean, it's not bad. When we play custom games, best of 9, then I use this, depends on the playstyle. But with Assault and the Grit ability and Cold Blood is actually not that bad, because when you don't heal yourself full health, you waste that one syringe to get like 10, 20, 30 HP. But with health regeneration speed you don't waste these syringes. And for example, when you jump down of high positions, you lose some health. While playing this perk, you don't think about that. You have your health full all the time, which is not bad. Depends on the playstyle, of course. Guns, pretty much the same. Handling, mobility, pistol all the time the same. The third build, which I use sometime, yeah. Depends. If I have a full squad, if I have a good medic in my team, I use this. This is very effective if you have a good medic in your team. Stamina, like always, 20% stamina regeneration speed and 20% stamina with the injury resistance. Stamina, injury resistance, reload speed, handling. I can change this with medic. Injury resistance, stamina, injury resistance, stamina, and movement speed, stamina regeneration speed. Oh, actually I can put here, I can put this purple one. Injury resistance, throw range. This one are good, yeah. Perks, pretty much the same. This is my most offensive perks I play. Because with Assault, with a Toxic Grenade, the Explosive Expert perk is really good. If you start to use it, you're gonna realize how effective it is. Weapons, pretty much the same. Handling, mobility. And pistol all the time the same. There is a trick when you're using blue syringes. If you use it regularly, you get like 70%. But if you put your pistol on with 30% technique cooldown and use the adrenaline shot, blue syringe, you get like 90% of your ability filled. Most of people don't know that. I see people just shooting those blue, but when you have your pistol equipped, you only need one mark and one blue syringe and you have your ability ready. That will be pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you find this useful. These next few days I'm gonna try to find some more time and go through all the classes, show the builds I have. They're pretty much the same, but I have some small variation depend on the medic, panther, engineer. That's the class I usually play the most. Pathfinder, echelon and sharpshooter. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time. Take care.